How was South by?
Oh, it's good.
It's good.
So it's, I think, it's definitely a way smaller gaming expo than it was, PAX East.
Yeah, sure.
It's smaller than PAX South even. There's one stage for panels. So there's probably like 5 or 6 a day, 1 an hour, basically.
Is it worth going to if you're a YouTuber?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was awesome. South by in general had, if you're going to go to that conference, the interactive portion had a lot of people talking on the YouTube and content creator side. There's just a lot of panels about that.
Sure.
And Full Screen had a big presence in town because of Rooster Teeth. And so there's a lot to engage with. There's a lot of indie games there, so it was cool. I think if you're a YouTuber, you could make a lot of relationships there and like probably get codes and stuff and make get some new indie games. Starts the Robert Space Industries or whatever, they're based in Austin too.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a big Star Citizen presence
cool.
there, and so it was a great conference. I met a lot of people. For me and for Gamewisp side of things, I think I did kind of everything. I did like panels. I did talk to game companies, talk to YouTubers, talk to investors and mentors.
Sure,
I just kind of like ran the whole gamut, which was nice about South by. I saw no music.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
No film.
Yeah.
So that's frustrating. But the gaming expo is great. I met the guy who runs the expo, and I think next year is going to be even bigger. He had this twinkle in his eye of like
how it's going to be.
Yeah. He was like, just you wait kind of thing. And so it's definitely one to look out for.
Right.
Cool.
And then Meerkat was there, right?
Yeah. Did you catch Meerkat fever?
So
everybody else did.
Yeah. That was a big deal there. I have it installed on my phone now.
I downloaded it yesterday.
That's good, yeah. So, Meerkat was interesting. There was a lot of people streaming from South by.
Sure.
Right now, I am following all these investor people, which is kind of lame, I guess. But
you never know when they're going to stream from their iPhone, man.
Yeah, they're streaming all the time.
Really?
Like Suster and Guy Kawasaki.
What is Mark Suster streaming about all the time?
Investory things. the other day, this is way off topic, but the other day he was doing a Skype presentation to some group with Dave McClure in Miami, and they were meerkatting him doing the presentation. So it was very meta whatever. Yeah. But what's cool about Meerkat, and I think is really interesting as how it relates to YouTubers and Twitch streamers, is that it's baked into Twitch, sort of. We can talk about that, but but what it has is live commenting, right?
Sure.
And so what I've seen the format being is and this is a great time to jump on Meerkat because of this, is that the audiences are smaller, right? So you have for the people I've been watching, the audience size is around 50 to 100 people concurrently, and so that smaller experience lets you, send in comments, and usually the format's been the person, if they're not, streaming themselves, they have another person there who's watching the comments and asking them questions, so it quickly becomes a Q&A. So great engagement tool, great way for you to get connected with your audience, or if you're an audience member, connect with a content creator. So I think it has a lot of value for YouTubers as another mechanism to reach out and engage with their core audience.
Yeah, so we talked about this yesterday and talked about Meerkat and how they lost access to the social graph, and because Twitter was like, it turns out we're not going to let you do that anymore, Meerkat. You can't leverage our social network to build your own platform. Because they purchased Periscope, which is a similar idea for $100 million or 10 million, however much it was. It's ton of money. And so
many millions.
Yeah, so they purchased Periscope, and Periscope's been in closed beta. Well, yesterday, Periscope came out of closed beta.
Did it?
So it's
oh wow.
Yeah, Periscope I'm sure Meerkat happened, and Twitter was now.
Yeah,
open this today.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure they worked around the clock for 2 weeks and got it out the door.
Yeah.
But so now the general consensus is Meerkat is going to die.
Yeah, really.
That's the general consensus. Is that now? So I don't maybe we won't talk about Meerkat as the next big thing, right? And what Meerkat means for Let's Players and YouTubers. But what is being able to live stream from a mobile device effectively?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it won't be Periscope either. It's probably going to be Periscope. But what does that mean? Is it useful? Is that something that Let's Players should be doing now or thinking about? Right.
Yeah. Sure.
Personally, I don't think it's a growth tool yet. I think the way that people get to the Twitter feeds of content creators is through other channels, through YouTube or Twitch. Oh, I like them enough to follow them, and you notice that if you ever look at a YouTuber's sub count or a Twitch follower count, the Twitter accounts are always smaller.
Yeah,
right. So you have to assume that in that Venn diagram, Twitter is mostly encompassed by the other avenues. So I don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying is I think it's a good way to reach out and do vlogs, things like that, kind of off the cuff, without having to edit or put stuff together. So I think it's useful. Yeah. But I don't know if it's ever like. Do you think you're going to see like the next batch of Meerkat stars or not, or Periscope stars? Like we saw Vine stars.
I think honestly, I think you're going to.
Probably will.
Like I would say, any new platform or any new like mechanism is going to have their people that sort of like rush to it and get followers, right?
Yeah, so it's like the land grab.
Right, the land grab. But I think what you'll see is with like the way Vine was, it was like I've heard from a lot of people, it was a second chance for old YouTubers. Like
that's so sad.
So like YouTubers that sort of like ran their course, because there's a lifespan to kind of your popularity on YouTube, that like when Vine came out, they like jumped over, and now they're like 1.7 million people, because they just like took advantage of the new platform. So maybe that'll happen. I don't know. Yeah. I think what could happen, and not that Twitch is specifically going to do this, but I mean, why couldn't Twitch just add that to their app and let their content creators stream on their platform to their already baked in followers from their phone to do vlogs? Like maybe that's not in their best interest, but Twitch could for gaming at least, crush the desire to leave the platform.
Yeah, and I think I think they'd be well suited to kind of handle both aspects of that, like not only streaming your webcam or your phone's camera, but also streaming the screen really easily on Twitch. And there may be tools that do mobile streaming. I don't know. I don't do mobile on Twitch. And so, but to be able to easily sort of bake in streaming from a mobile device to Twitch, and maybe it also captures the face cam and gives you an automatic picture-in-picture. Like that would be a huge leg up for Twitch, right? And maybe we'll see that. Maybe you see these platforms proving the viability of mobile device streaming, and now it's like everybody's paying attention. So I think, somebody's going to come along and do it well. But maybe that's Periscope. Maybe it's Meerkat. I don't know. But like, for a long time, the technical limitations were, bandwidth. If you're out and about on 3G or lower doing this, it's going to be terrible. And like the resolution of webcams is kind of phone cameras. Sorry, has been kind of terrible over the course of years. And like all of that is catching up, and so the technology is good enough to actually make it really nice. Right.
Because back in the day, I had like a BlackBerry Pearl, like this like little smartphone, my favorite first smartphone, and there's an app on there. It's called Kik, is QIK, I think is what it was, and it let you stream video to people. And I tried it for a little while. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but like the video quality was terrible.
Sure, internet connection was bad. You needed Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just didn't catch on. And so I think you're exactly right. You're seeing that today. Like the technology's there. It's really easy, which is another reason we see a lot of people doing Twitch rather than doing a YouTube channel, is that it's relatively easy to just start doing it.
And I think streaming has kind of entered the public zeitgeist at this point, right? I mean, you had platforms like Justin TV and others that have been around for a long time. Which of course Justin closed with the Twitch acquisition, whatever. But like streaming was there, like it's been there for a long time. But I think it took like the just huge success of a platform like Twitch for people to be like, oh yeah, this is a thing now. So this is something we're doing. And streaming games to streaming in general. It's like this is a thing. So I think mobile streaming is going to gain in popularity. I don't know if it's going to necessarily grow current YouTube channels or Twitch streamers. Maybe not. But it's definitely another avenue.
And I'm sitting here thinking about it because I'm thinking about where it makes sense, right? And it makes sense for vlogs on some level. But I'm wondering if mobile streaming, for example, is going to get a lot of following among kind of experts in certain fields, right? So you're like working on a car or something and you're streaming.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like
you're skateboarding or you're adventuring, right?
What if it's like tabletoppers? People doing like tabletop, Magic or tabletop D&D or whatever. People that like are playing a game, but then you can have an easy way to stream that
Yeah.
You know, maybe
Right.
from your perspective, I'm just going to put my phone right in front of me, and here's my deck or whatever. I'm playing
Yeah.
Magic and what's happening and whatnot.
Right.
Like
small esports competitions,
Yeah.
like dads over there streaming, like
yeah. You know, maybe that's where it is, like gaming in the real world.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right.
that would be Twitch's entry point. You know,
Yeah,
that's
maybe
how they
so.
would, that's what how they would market it, right?
Right.
You know, or
Right.
whatever. And so that could be really interesting to see how that
Yeah.
takes off for sure. Because I mean, Twitch is already doing like poker and stuff, right?
Right.
So you know,
And-
maybe there's a
yeah.
Yeah.
way to make it happen there. I don't know.